It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, I think they're probably underestimating their abilities. Actually,
yeah.
I'm sure they are doing better than that. But the other thing that occurs to me on reflection now is, are we looking at it the wrong way up and thinking about it the wrong way up? Because in a way, I'm not sure that the progression is from here to here, actually, now that I'm reflecting on it.
Yeah.
I think the progression is more this way.
Yeah, and you've said that you think that might be, they may be underestimating their own ability. Do you think that's due to them being modest, or is it just that they generally don't realise the skills they have necessarily?
I think it's perhaps that they would describe the skills or frame them in different terminologies.
We did wonder whether this terminology, this language, the term information literacy, do you think that's a barrier maybe to, if we framed it a different way, do you think it?
I think information literacy as a term isn't necessarily understood and recognised in the same way. I'm not sure that, you know, when I was an undergraduate, I would have known what anybody was talking about with information literacy.
I think it's something that maybe probably most students tend to do without really thinking about it. But I think maybe the important thing possibly is to actually get people to realise that they're doing it.
Right.
So I don't know, that might be helpful. But you know, I guess it's things that people just generally do, but you know, maybe you don't realise they're doing it. So maybe it'd be more effective if actually you could realise that you were doing it.
But maybe we just need to think about the terminologies that we use, and maybe instead of putting these terminologies in front of people, maybe we need to start with a blank sheet of paper and perhaps, I don't know, maybe use non-threatening diagnostic mechanisms or tools that allow the students to think themselves about, well, how successful am I when it comes to researching or finding information. And
what methods would you use to address gaps in your own knowledge?
That's a good question. I probably have to identify what the gaps in my own knowledge were first, but then decide like resources relevant to them. First place I'd go was recommended reading lists, but I mean obviously they don't always address the particular gap of information you're looking to address. So I'd then move probably straight onto the electronic resources, the online ones.
I'd quite like to know what particular strategies you would use to look for information.
I'd probably start with sources in the library and go for the books on the list, and then see what books are near that and in the same area, and then I'd probably look for books that are done by the same authors and see what kind of things they have, and then see comparisons on the internet and stuff like that.
Okay, and how confident do you feel in locating information?
Well, I'm a third year, so pretty confident by now. More confident than I did in the first year anyway. But I mean, I've taken modules myself where I've told the people to where to find these resources, so that's helped my knowledge as well.
Do you feel like you're supported in finding information? Do you feel like your department and the library and that give you enough help to do that sort of thing?
I think I got a lot from each module code gave me like relevant books and stuff, because it's first year you didn't need that much around the topic. But I'm not sure if I'd know where to go in the library exactly for other things. If we were given a different topic, I don't know where I'd start with finding books and that really.
The information that you can write down in an essay, would you be happy communicating that same information in a different format?
Yeah, pretty happy. I mean, there's been opportunities where work we've written down has been required to be presented in a different format anyway, presentations to the rest of the class and so on and so forth, and it's pretty constructive, but yeah, I feel very confident with it.
How confident do you feel in comparing and evaluating the information you find?
I think if it's really obvious that some sources aren't as useful as others, then I can tell the difference, but when it's not as clear cut, then I guess I'd struggle more.
How important is knowledge of good academic information sources in order to be a successful student?
It's pretty important. It's pretty integral to the learning process. You can't just if you don't know how to access these resources and you don't know how to look at them, your work's going to suffer, obviously. But at the same time, I won't say lack of knowledge is immediately debilitating, because there are the opportunities there to address these problems and learn how to find information.
How important is the skill of synthesising information in creating a good essay, do you think?
I wouldn't know what you mean.
Okay, in terms of when you've got all your information,
Yeah.
okay, bringing it together, making
Putting
sense
it
of
together.
it.
I don't know if I do it in the best way, but I'd kind of just use a little, like this tiny bit from each one, rather than trying to fit in the whole book or the whole essay of each person, rather just a few ideas of what they have rather than the whole thing. So probably not as good as it could be or should be.
We start asking students some questions about information literacy without actually using the word information literacy. And we start asking them about the particular skills that they're using. And when we don't use the word information literacy, they seem a lot more confident in their abilities. And when we don't use the same jargon that we seem to have used before, we're getting quite different results.